We just installed these sliders, and we're going to show you how we did it.
Alright, so our rock sliders came in and the packaging looks pretty good. As you can see here, we got foam, there's some wrapping paper. They came with very minimal damage, if any, just some nicks here and there. Really happy with the build quality. The top step plate's real sharp. So we're just going to go ahead and lift the truck here. If you don't have a lift, then obviously just use something to support the weight of the rock sliders and get them in position. Passenger side front brake line bolt is a little tough to get to, so just take your time, especially if you have rusted brake lines. The U-bolt aligns with this spot, so these definitely have to get spaced out. Alright, so go ahead and removing the bolts that are holding the brake lines. And we're going to install the provided spacers. Alright, so we just added the spacer to one of the brackets. Spacer goes on the inside, washer and bolt go through the bracket on the outside. Okay, moving on to the middle. This is towards the rear of the passenger side. Everything is spaced out. Just putting the new hardware in, and you can see the gap right there. So we're about midway in the middle of the vehicle here, and it's hard to see, but there are two here that you got to space as well. Alright, so passenger side, you've got the rear shock mount back here. You don't have to worry about any of those. You're starting your spacing right here, and this is where the front leaf spring basically connects. And so we've added the two spacers with the new hardware. And we're just creating a little gap. You can see that right there. Next two will be right here, roughly around the middle of the vehicle. Next two are over here, towards like the front transfer case area. We're now at the front. We've got these two here. We've added the spacers and new hardware. And then the hardest part is going to be this section here. There's actually 3 bolts there. And so you can kind of see the spacers behind and where they are. Right there. And then don't forget this front bolt right here. And then these two you have to loosen, but you do not have to remove them completely or space them. Sliding the U-bolt through the bracket, goes over the frame, slides behind the brake lines using those spacers that we added earlier. And we're just kind of hand tightening this right now until we can get it installed. Just hand starting all the U-bolts. You can see why it's so important to space these brake lines out. And we're just tightening up the bottom U-bolt. So as we tighten, you kind of just make sure that you have a nice even gap all the way through. So we're just notching this bracket here that holds the exhaust. Right, so where we are pointing is how we notched the catalytic converter bracket, or the muffler bracket, and that allows the U-bolt right behind it to slip through so that everything aligns much better. And we're removing this bracket by the front catalytic converter on the driver's side. When you try to put the slider on, this front brace is going to hit that bracket. So in our case, our catalytics are kind of custom done by somebody before we bought the truck. Yours might be attached to that bracket. So we're just going to go ahead and remove it entirely for our purposes. Just going to bring it down from the lift and take a look at them. Pretty sharp.
All right, and that's it. The rock sliders are on and we're ready for the trails. Love how easy this install was. Couple spacers and some U-bolts, and that was it. These are really strong. Love the fact that they have this plate here. Makes it easier for the dogs to get on and off, but it's also a lot safer for them. That way their paw doesn't get caught like some other models that don't have this plate. But yeah, we are good to go. If you'd like to see what else we do on this truck, follow the series for more.